Hello. You guys are always catching me when I'm trying to get this hair done. I am just waking up. You can see this from a very long shift. Very long shift. I have worked a 16-hour shift consecutively, and today I just lost it. Like, I literally just couldn't go on. And I slept for a very long time. Today, our topic is finding your purpose, and I have a guest. Hi, Jennifer. And I have a guest with me, and his name is Edward Harrison, and he's coming all the way from Texas. You will enjoy him. He's coming all the way from Texas. And our topic is finding your purpose. And there is no other person than this man to deliver this message, because I have watched him. I have watched him grow. Before he started his ministry, like, he started his ministry, and then God completely told him to become a horse rider. To being a horse rider. And so he went on to answer that call, and then God had a way of bringing him in full circle, this all together, and an amazing husband to his beautiful wife. And so in a few minutes, like, you all are going to hear from him, but I want to invite as many people as I can. Please go ahead and click share. Our topic is finding your purpose. Like, how we talked about on Tuesday, we talked about identity crisis. There are a lot of people who don't know what their purpose is, or they know it, but they've been stuck, because, like, they probably got married, or they have a bunch of children, or they had to move to a different country, or, like, there are many reasons. So my guest is going to do that today. Please excuse my whole face. Like, I am still trying to overcome all these long hours with COVID patients. It's just something else, really. When I see people walking around the street acting like this thing is not real. I work in a hospital and in a nursing home. I work over 86 hours a week. This thing is real. So please, y'all, please protect yourself. I'm here trying to invite people. I know that we were supposed to be here at noon, America time, and then Nigeria time at 5 p.m. But it's just been a day where I really had to sleep. And you could see it on my face. I really had to sleep. I am going to just share this before my guest comes. I really thank God. Most of you know that the name of my ministry are part of Pearls and Pauls. But the name of my ministry is Tranquil Ministries International. Hi, Phil. Hi, Rashida. Hi, Jennifer. And we started our fasting today because God had told me to start a prayer and fasting boot camp for those who sign up. So a lot of students have signed up. Hello, Helen. A lot of people have signed up. Anyway, so I think that because I'm fasting, and we're all fasting, God just was able to bring this into my heart and enlightened me about this, which is religion. Religion is very different from spirituality. And most of you know that I'm doing a master's, and I just took a traumatology class that I started yesterday. And I had to type a paper on trauma paper. I realized that those who suffer from culture, those who are cultural, those who are ethnic, our run to, and that's why the percentage, even for African Americans, for Latinos and Asians, is 2% to 4% of people who seek psychological help from trauma. And so just because you are fully grown and you're tall doesn't mean that you are healed from childhood trauma. Anywho, I'm going somewhere because this has a lot to do with your purpose. The reason why a lot of us are not living in the fullness of our purpose is because we are not healed. If you grew up in a home with polygamy, if you are dealing with diaspora issues, like for me and my husband, that is a weird dynamic. If you have a dynamic that's not normal, you will go through some some kind of trauma. In my case, you all know that I've gone through miscarriages. I've lost my mother. I've gone through all kinds of things. I've been homeless in New York, just all kinds of stuff. And so when I was typing this paper yesterday, I was able to back up this research that those people who run to religion, not Christianity, because there is a difference. The reason why we have so much of a problem is because we use religion to escape. It is well. It is well. That's the slogan. It is well. Hi, Joy, ACN. It is well. It is well. And so a lot of us run away from our realities. If you all scroll down, you would see that I posted a podcast titled Here and Now. We have to live in our reality, and we have to be honest with ourselves about the childhood, the way we were raised. Hi, Linda. The way that we were raised, it shows up. And the way we were raised is also the way our parents were raised. And that stuff shows up, y'all. It shows up in the marriage. It shows up in your business. It shows up in how you raise your kids. It shows up in everything. Hello, Pastor Olu. It shows up. So if you're walking around, hi, Doi. Hi, Johnny. Hey, Linda. Hi, Pastor Olu. If you don't deal with the very high propensities that you have, because where we are coming from is a sum total of everything that's happening around us, everything that we are attracting. In my case, which was trauma. And the Holy Spirit enlightened me today. And he said, you have so much passion. I have so much passion. Hi, Pastor Terry. I have so much passion for the Nigerian community, especially because we are so rooted in religion. And religion is an escape to so many people. We have hurting pastors leading hurting people. We have people who were raised with so much pain, and they're running their marriages and businesses on pain. Our topic today, and the topic that my speaker is going to speak on, is finding your purpose. You cannot find your purpose if you are wounded. You're hurting in your marriage. Your pastor didn't treat you the way that he was supposed to treat you. You feel like life has has really jilted you. If you haven't dealt with those things, you cannot live your purpose to its fullness. And God showed me today, he said, Omenesa, I had to make you a catalyst so that your mission can be impactful. This is why everything that I preach and sing about, I have gone through. And I have a passion for the very people, not you, but all of my trauma, all of my abuse was in Nigeria by Nigerians. And then God gives me the ministry and the passion for Nigerians. And God had to show me that he had to make me a catalyst. And then it made sense. It's not you, it's your programming. Everything you do, everything that you say is your programming. And your programming is coming from your childhood. And your parents did the best that they could. But now with the knowledge that you have, now with the exposure that you have, now with the God that you have, now with the education that you have, it can be different. You don't have to talk to your kids the way your mother talked to you. You don't have to do things the same way. Be in reality. Stop running to religion. Be a Christian. Don't be religious. Religion is blinding a whole lot of people. A whole lot of people is that escapism. My mother, everybody keeps on saying that, oh, God's time is the best. Oh, your mother died when she was supposed to. My mother did not die when she was supposed to. My mother was stuck in religion. Hi, Angela. My mother was in the Nigerian religious culture where she couldn't tell anybody that she had cancer. And she's a pastor's wife. Who could she tell? She couldn't tell anybody. It's programming. It's the culture. It's the religion, not spirituality. And she died. And my father always gets upset every time that I am so angry and I say, she just killed herself. She just killed herself. It's culture. It's religion. We need to look within ourselves, because if you cannot heal and if you cannot live in reality, you cannot fulfill your purpose, because you would have an identity crisis, and the purpose in which you're living is not even yours, because it's not even your role. You're just being defensive. You are in a mechanism. It's important that you find your purpose, but it's important that you're healed first. You gotta be healed from that broken marriage. You have to be healed. First of all, you have to tell yourself the truth and ask yourself why you attracted a broken man in the first place. That's because you were also broken. There were certain crevices of your life that was broken. Now, in my case, when I have seen, like my husband and I, we are very, very active. Hi, Sally. We are very, very active in noticing patterns. Don't deceive yourselves, y'all. If you notice a pattern in your family life and you're noticing that same thing, maybe from your mom or from your dad or whatever, you're noticing that same thing happening in your life, you have to stop that. Because if you don't break that chain, if you don't break it, you cannot fulfill your purpose. Your children will be hurting. Your wife will be angry. She's there being a pastor's wife. She's a pastor's wife, which already comes with its load. And then now she has to be somebody that she's not. So she's not fulfilling her purpose. She's fulfilling your purpose and augmenting, filling in the gaps. There is a difference. There is a difference. I encourage you, before I bring my speaker, I encourage you. There is something that my speaker did. My speaker is an African-American, dynamic, wonderful, wonderful evangelist. And my husband and I have had the opportunity of planning meetings for him in Nigeria. And there was something that he did when he came to Nigeria, and I know that he would share that with you. He came to Nigeria and he walked out of his own meeting. He walked out of his own meeting. We set this big meeting up. We spent months. He sent money. We spent money and we did all of that. And now it was time for the convention, and we started the convention because of his own insecurities, because of his own wounds, because of his own pain. He walked out of his own convention. He would share that with you. It's more than finding your purpose, y'all. It's about being healed. If you are not healed, you cannot fulfill your purpose to its peak. If you were supposed to be a doctor and you are not emotionally healed, you haven't taken care of those foxes, yeah, you end up working in a hospital, maybe a janitor in a hospital, or maybe even a nurse, but you wouldn't be that doctor. You see what I'm saying? It's more than studying. It's more than showing. You have to heal. You have to. Our speaker is here. And he said, sure did. He sure did walk out of his own meeting because he had his own emotional baggage. So I don't want to come here and lie to y'all and tell y'all how y'all need to find your purpose and follow your dreams and follow your passion. Yes, but you got to be healed. It was in my healing that I knew that I was called to thanatology. And people ask me, how can somebody be studying that? That's the art of death and dying. It was through losing my mother that I was able that I was able to, everything just came together. If I didn't lose my mother, I wouldn't have moved to New York. And when I moved to New York, I went to a gynecologist because I just lost a set of twins and a set of triplets through a failed IVF. So I went to the gynecologist and I'm asking her, okay, so what can we do and how can I heal my womb and yada, yada, yada. Give me another appointment. Y'all, please listen. Click share. Please listen. Give me another appointment for an IVF. Let's see how we can ship my husband's sperm. See, those of you who just leaned on a tree, y'all don't know what people with infertility go through. I wanted us to discuss how we could DHL my husband's sperm. This was the conversation. But do you know what she did? She said, okay. Instead of her to give me an appointment for, for them to do an ultrasound, check my womb and all of that, she handed me a referral to see a licensed therapist. And I was like, the nerve. What an insult. But I still took it. And then I went. Now this is almost 3 years later. My purpose and everything that I'm doing is because I went for that therapy. Because that therapy was able to shake me to say, honey, you have issues. You are a hurting woman. You deal with abandonment issues. You're scared of people leaving you. And the very people who are leaving you are also Christians. So because of that, whenever you hear people pray, whenever you hear people speaking in tongues, whenever you go to church, you roll your eyes at them. Not because you don't believe in their God, because I do believe in Jesus. Not because you don't believe in the ministry, but because you are traumatized by these people. Not these people, but the dynamic. You gotta be healed. You cannot attract what you don't like. You can't. And I started going through my journey of healing. I started going through, now I travel to Nigeria 3-4 times a year. Look, why did she give me that referral to see a psychologist? Because she knew that with losing all of those babies, I was traumatized. That's the reality. Y'all need to stop looking at the outcome. Look at the roots. Stop looking at the outcome. Stop looking at the paralysis. Stop looking at the crazy marriage. Stop looking at your empty pockets. Look at the roots. Maybe you don't save money. That's why your pockets are empty. Maybe both of you are operating, you and your husband, both of you are fighting and fighting every day because of your own wounds. Therefore, y'all have marital issues and you keep going from counselor to counselor to counselor. If both of you could just sit down and say, hey, you're acting like your mother again. You're acting like your father again. You're acting from a place of pain, from a place of want, from a place of expectation. If you can live in reality, all will be well. And God showed me that today. He reminded me of how that gynecologist sent me to a psychologist to fix my womb. Does that even make any sense? Now it does. Because if you don't deal with those foxes on the inside, they're going to come out and they're going to poop all over you. They're going to pee all over you. They're going to embarrass you. You're going to make decisions that are stemmed up from restlessness, from anger. I don't know if Rashida is still here. Rashida, if you're still here, please say hi. And my husband is here. Hi, baby. If Rashida is still here, please say hi. There was a time a few years ago, if y'all can remember, I braided my hair. And I braided my hair purple and red and pink. It was just so flamboyant. And I walked into the house after getting my hair done, and my dad and my husband literally had nightmares because they couldn't believe that I could do a hairstyle like that. And I couldn't believe it either. And Rashida, I don't know if she's here now, but Rashida sent a message and she said, oh, it was just your child. It was your childlike mind trying to express itself. You see, when you grow up so fast, You're growing up chronologically, wounded as that child on the inside. That situation that happened, maybe you lost your father when you were 17 or when you were 10. And now you wonder why you're scared of people leaving you when you were 10. Maybe you were raped. Maybe you were beaten. Whatever it is, now you're grown, you're in your 40s, and you can't even, you don't understand what's going on. Look, if you don't deal with your wounds, you cannot fulfill your purpose at its peak. I'm going to use this time to bring our speaker. His name is Ed Harrison. He is a horse trainer. He is highly successful in Texas. And he has a mission field also in Nigeria, in Ibadan specifically. But he lives in America with his lovely wife. And I am here looking. Okay. Ed, I'm about to bring you on. Y'all know how I always have a problem with this. Ed, I'm about to bring Ed. It says that you're watching. So why don't you just go ahead and request me? Because sometimes like this connection, like it does that. So just go ahead and request to be added. Okay, Ed, go ahead and request to be added. This does that sometimes, and I'm sorry about that. He is here. I'm just trying to get him to be connected to us. He would tell you how he walked out of his own meeting. I was here. I was there. Ed, I'm trying to bring you on. So just go ahead and request me. Let me see if I can do it here. Just go ahead and request me, Ed. This is why we should have done a test run. Edward Harrison. Let me see if we can do this. Invite. Okay, I've invited you. He's trying to get on here, y'all. I don't see that option. It's at the bottom, Ed. It's at the bottom. It's right there at the bottom. I don't want to have to close this broadcast like to re-invite you. It is right there at the bottom. You would see it. It's right there at the bottom. Just request. So while I'm waiting on him to come up, let me read what y'all are saying. Hi, my darling sister. Well done and more grace. Thank you. Hi, Pastor Terry. It's really, really good to see you, Terry Winters. It's been a long time, ma'am. It says, hello, Ma. You inspire me a lot. Thanks for being. Thank you so much. Thank you. My bestie is here. Hey, Pay. Auntie Asmau. Mwah. Hugs and kisses. Love you too, Pastor Terry. Angela. It's good seeing you, Angie. And our speaker is coming on now. I have added him. Angela said, I cannot find my purpose if I am hurting. I need to deal with them for my mission and be impactful. Yes, that is very true. Religion is a blinder. Yes, it is. Phil said word. Our speaker is connecting. Ed, I see you connecting. Very correct. Religion is indeed a stronghold. Religion is a stronghold. It's different from spirituality. If you Google